Alright, hello, and welcome back to the path. So today we're gonna be taking on Ginger. Um, I also had some editing stuff, so if you see the black bar at the top or bottom, I couldn't get rid of that without cutting out a little bit on the edge of the screen, so we're gonna live with it, and we're gonna be fine. But for now, we're gonna start Ginger. So Ginger is the tomboy of the sisters. She's 13, and we'll see what else we can learn about her on the path. Alright, here we are. She's barefoot. That's interesting. Alright, we've got our tomboy Ginger. Let's see here. Okay, so different items. So these are her three. From what I can gather, because these were Robin's three room items, and these were Rose's. So I'm gonna assume these are her three items. It looks like there's three other items that she can get that are in the common, all the sisters can get them. What was it? Control space? Okay. So I can click on everything. So the bread. Guess I have to take this to Grandma's house. Okay, so she does not like responsibilities. This will make Grandma sing again. Haha, okay, cool. She's aware that alcohol is silly juice. Aha, a knife. This could come in handy. Ooh, for something like playing pirates, maybe? I bet I can make this explode somehow. Okay. Very playful tomboy. I want to break stuff. Just, yeah, that childlike. I want to make everything blow up. A feather for my collection. Okay, yeah, collecting feathers. Very fun child things to do. I don't think this is edible anymore. Okay. Alright, what about the treasure? Do you have anything about the treasure? Pirate Ginger finds a treasure. So very much in the mindset of play, play, play. This could be an interesting tool for my secret lab. Oh, the syringe. Or the needle. Let's see, the bear. Hello, little bear. You can be my sidekick. Aw, cute. Very vivid imagination on Ginger. Alright, I can keep my pebbles in this boot. Okay, a record. What do we got with the record? If I throw this on the wind, I bet it would fly really far. So think of using it as a frisbee. Got the balloon. It doesn't look like she has anything to say about it. Nor the piano, which maybe we can interact with it. But okay, it looks like that's everything except for what we need to interact with. What was the run button again? There it is. Alright, let's get ourselves into the woods, and looks like the girl in white is spawned. Okay, where am I? It looks like the bunker's over there, the campsite. Where's the wolf? That way. Okay, we won't go that way yet. So, this one I remember rather clearly. I've debated leaving this one for last, but there's still more that we'll talk about with her storyline at the end, after we've seen all six sisters, but I still figured it would be good to do them in relative order. which we can always discuss more of her story later, even if we can't discuss everything right in the moment. Oh, there's our girl. Hey, girl. So, I don't want to have her lead me, but I want to see what they do, like, playing together-wise. Hey. Okay, don't play with me then. Oh, there's a red sign there now? Looks like that unlocks something in the fridge. Interesting. Another masterpiece. Signed, Ginger. Alright. Hey, Queen. I want to interact with you. Come back. Let's play patty cake. Don't run from me. Come hang out. I might have to let her lead me to the path to play. Alright, we're not too far from the path. We'll just let her lead me and then do that. I like that she Naruto runs. Well, almost. So, interestingly, because she was just a little bit taller than Rose, and then presumably Ginger, because Ginger's a little bit older, would be a little bit taller than Rose, so, but she's still a little bit taller than Ginger, even. I guess age isn't always equivalent to height, but... The Naruto run, yes! Are they gonna hug? Oh no, she's gonna scare the birdie. Okay, we can walk together. That's very good. Try one more time. Nope, just another hug. Interesting. So she won't play with the girl. Unless I'm just not triggering it, which is possible, because I've had trouble getting the right thing to trigger. Oh, there they go. They're playing slaps. Okay. Okay, I gotta go. I got things to look at, but thanks for playing. I'm sure I'll see you out here. I don't... Okay, there's the wolf. So we're back by the bunker. It might be more beneficial to loop this way. Or even to loop this way. Like, go down and loop up to the top. Because I think the wolf is at the location where the little flower is. Which might be a Ginger exclusive item. Well, actually, yeah. Because we don't have any of her secret room items yet, so... I remember the car is a Ruby only thing. But this we can interact with. It's a fence with barbed wire. You need to get closer. Naruto runoff. Wherever you want, girl. There she goes. Alright. Any thoughts? You cannot stop me. I am never still. Alright. That is one of her secret rooms. Okay, which way? Ooh, I don't like those sounds. Looks like this is the piano. Which, it maybe has a unique interaction. I'm not sure. Because it shows up in the... Oh, curtains are great. You hoist them like sails to go on adventures. Okay. So it shows up in it, but it shows it as it's uncollected, and she didn't say anything when I clicked it in the menu, so maybe she uniquely has to interact with it. I don't know. I don't know. Nope, it just shows Rose. Yeah. The other one I think it was showing was Scarlet. But that's interesting because it shows up in here. Oh, the smiley and the happy face. Let's see. It won't let her click it at all, so I don't really know why that is, or like why it's showing up as like a thing that she could potentially collect when she can't collect it, but... So, the campsite is gonna be where we're going next, which is that, I think it's around, like, a ways. But that's fine, I want to get to where I can run, and then I can run the long way around. So yeah, Ginger is definitely very tomboyish, seems to not really like the idea of responsibilities, doesn't really seems to want to just play, which is fine and dandy, but we also have to remember that Ginger is 13, so Ginger's getting into the teenage years. So probably a lot of new responsibilities are being thrust upon Ginger. A lot of new facts of growing up, things like that. Which, just based off her saying that she has to bring bread to Grandma, it seems that she might be resentful of that. Okay, stuff in the shack. Let's get it. And light that fire, comrades. We're staying the night. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Some toy soldiers. There's always a door, and a door can be either open or shut. The difference is me. Oh, that's a good way to look at it. Whenever life is a problem, or, you know, or I guess more so opportunity. Oh, she's interacting with the tent. That's so cute. Oh. Life gives you opportunities sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't, but the difference is you if you go out and seek those opportunities. So, it looks like that's 2 out of her 3 secret rooms. It looks like there's only one other item that we'll be able to gather. I don't know if this is one of them, but... Oh, it looks like this is a Carmen interaction? As the fire, just... her sitting and looking at the fire. She started it, but... She started it. Me and my childlike wonder. Oh, hello. We're gonna interact. She's trying to hug her and she's kind of like, no. Interesting. Okay. I think it showed that I could sit. So maybe that's something to try. I'm faster than the fastest. Something. And quicker than a bug. Oh, I'm faster than the fastest fly? And quicker than a bug. Now you see me, now you don't. Okay, I think that was just a little something. I don't think that I can do much else with that. That didn't list as an item though, so... I don't think this is for... I thought this one was also a Carmen. Yes, Carmen. Let's see this interaction. Oh, this time she let her hug her. Okay. Maybe she's learning to establish boundaries sometimes. Sometimes she doesn't always want hugs from her friends, and that's okay. Is there anything to be said about this? Nope. Okay, well, it looks... I think that tree might be at the graveyard. Which... Let's see, what way am I headed? I can't really tell. I don't want to go to the wolf yet. I think the wolf... Does it show it? I don't see its icon, but maybe it's because I'm in a slow area. I think I have to step out of here before it'll show me where the wolf is. And that is, I think, where her wolf is, that white light. So let's see if I can't avoid that and go to the cemetery first. This is one of the things that I have to be on the path for. Oh no, it's right here. All right. Small things move fast. Now you see me, now you don't. Perhaps this is somewhat symbolic of her not wanting to get bigger. Maybe she's like, no, I'm small, see? Okay, so that's her 3 main items. There's probably the last one might be where her wolf is, which is near, so suppose that's the way to go now. Let's look up really quickly. I want to just see. I pulled up a guide of like a list of all the items for the previous girls, so I should do that for Ginger too. So her items are the knife, the bullet, the feather, dead bird, the diamond, the syringe, the boot. This might not be completely accurate because it doesn't show the bear on it. But the boot, the record, flower, which we haven't gotten, that looks like the last item. The wall, the smiling face, the fence, or oh, maybe it's because she can't get the teddy bear, but she can make a comment on it if it's already in the inventory. Oh, so that's interesting. So certain girls can't comment on things or unless the other sister found it first. So there are items that potentially they can't. Oh, that makes more sense. That would make more sense as to why there were blank spots maybe in the other inventories. If it's like an item that I could only get as one sister, I make sense of my own brain, I swear. Okay, the fence we went through, yes. The tree and the shack. So we got those 3. So it looks like just the flower is what we're missing for her, which is the one blank space, I'm gonna guess. And that is this way? Which, it said the tree was in the graveyard, but there's no graveyard here. So that's also a thing. Maybe she can't, only certain sisters can see certain things. Okay, so this is where her wolf is gonna be. Hopefully we can find and interact with the flower before accidentally triggering the wolf. Okay. I can probably fake some crop circles by just running around as fast as I can. Okay, so, I don't know where the specific flower I'm supposed to interact with is. We've got a friend. There's a lot of birds, which birds tend to symbolize wanting freedom. Oh, flower? Okay, we got it. Something to do with grandma. If I get rid of the flowers, nobody can hide there anymore. My all-seeing eye will see from very far away, so I don't know if I can approach her. Oh, I can. But I think I just need to idle. Yep. Okay, so, that probably feels like a lot considering the girl in white has been helping us through so much. Let's just try and take a little peek-see here at her. Not that this matters too much, but it's just one of those little things that I know some people might be curious to see their expression. So yeah, the girl in white's been helping us, and it always leads us back to the path. So part of why I debated saving Ginger's for last was just talking about the girl in white, because there are certain things about her that we're not going to learn until later along in the story. And I'm not going to discuss those yet to avoid spoilers. But I'll talk about what we know of her so far and what we've seen of her so far. So the girl in white. White is usually a color of purity or innocence. And she leads you back to the path. The path is quote unquote good. The path is, what leads you to Grandma's house in a safe sense. The normal version where you go through and it's safe. So symbolically, the girl can mean a lot of things depending on how you see her, but in the simplest form, she can kind of represent, that youth, that innocence, and that's why all the girls see her, and maybe, that sort of innocence, or I'm trying to decide how to describe this to best not spoil anything. You can always kind of go back to yourself by leaning into that childlike innocence, right? And so that's why she can lead you to new things. Your innocence can lead you to be curious, but also it can lead you back to your roots, back to the path you're normally on. All right. But then seeing her in red is symbolic of a lot of things. Okay, we've got wires, grating chains, so like potentially, oh, interesting, there's a 6-pack and a turkey in there. Potentially themes of also themes of rust. Ginger might feel trapped in her state or future that she has. Rust can also be, oh, interesting, maybe feeling all over the place. Okay, kids' room, so more of those childlike themes. Crawling on the floor. Playing like a kid would play. It looks like there's toys. There's some toy soldiers. There's the jack-o'-lantern. There to scare off birds. Oh, what do we have there? A dinosaur. Butterflies, which, symbolic of coming out of your cocoon, aging up. Seesaw. I see a saw. And it's tapping. Maybe she feels she's coming out of her cocoon rapidly, very sporadically. Lots of imagery of, I don't know if these are supposed to be ropes. Then we have the dirty mattresses and the barbed wire, contrasting themes of maybe her getting her period and more masculine energy from the barbed wire, wanting to remain more masculine but not being able to control femininity being brought on by puberty, potentially. A lot of swirling thoughts. Oh, and there was a lot of birds and feathers, again representing freedom. Or maybe a lack thereof, feeling chained down. Which, yeah, the innocence being red all of a sudden might be to symbolize her innocence being stained or tarnished. Again, she really seems to want to cling to her childlike ways. Okay, 2 out of 3. There's apparently one other item I could have gotten. Success. Rank B. You found the field of flowers. But that was Ginger's path. Yeah, so again, the red on the girl, if she's normally meant to symbolize innocence or you know, your inner self, your inner child, things like that. And also glean the symbolism of them each interacting with the white item to connect to that in some way. But that tarnishing, that reddening, can be very symbolic in that way. She wanted to play with the girl, even though she was very contrast. The girl's more feminine, and there's a lot of themes of Ginger wanting to not experience those things, not experience puberty, not to feel like she is growing into womanhood, maybe to stay childlike or maybe to stay in her more masculine tomboy energy. And depending on how you perceive that, you know, her experiencing a period for the first time, which themes that potentially happening with bloody mattresses, or, you know, it can be really jarring if you have this sense of like, oh no, I'm a cool girl, I'm a tomboy, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden you're experiencing this thing that all these other girls, it can feel like you're trapped to this narrative of, oh, I have to do these feminine things. You know, I'm sure a lot of people maybe potentially would tell Ginger to be more ladylike, and it feels just trapping and like she doesn't have as much of a choice in what she does or says, and just wanting the freedom to be who she is. There's a lot of themes of that too. Yeah, I think a lot of people find Ginger's really horrifying because they don't really stop to think about the girl in white. You know, you're just kind of like, okay, she's around. But when you don't really stop to think about her symbolism, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, she's right behind me, it is a little horrifying. I honestly didn't find it scary at all, but I've also, one, played this game a long time ago, and two, had more time to think on the symbolism of the character and her wolf. But I just remember when I first watched gameplay videos of this game, everybody found Ginger's to be the most horrifying. But yeah, it's very much, I think, also for a lot of people the scariest because it's the most relatable, that fear of growing up, that fear of, you know, now all of a sudden everybody's changing the way that they treat you or their expectations of you, and it's like, I just want to be a kid again, I just want to play. But, you know, now you've got more responsibilities and all these things, and you don't really have control over. I don't remember what birthday it was, but there was a birthday, and I got, like, all pink cards for my birthday, and it was, like, very girly. And then I think that was maybe my 13th birthday, so 12th or 13th birthday. Yeah, I got all pink cards, very much like childlike gifts. It was still all very like girly pop themed. And then the next year, they started shopping for cards for me for my birthday in like the adult section, and my gifts were like, my aunt got me a pair of earrings and my grandma got me perfume, and they were like, oh, you have to be ready in case, you know, you go on a date. And it can feel a little jarring to have that shift, and it feels so sudden, even though, you know, the adults in your life have probably been thinking about it for a while. But it is a very interesting shift, and it can feel frustrating to feel trapped into that when you're like, I'm a kid, I just want to do kid things, but now everyone's like, you gotta start transitioning into adulthood. But yeah, I'm sure there's also a lot of other little details and symbolism. It feels so much quicker once you've gotten through most of collecting the items, because then it's like, okay, we can't recollect these items, but we can read what the girl thinks about it in the inventory, so it kind of cuts a lot of the time of just wandering around, which I guess could also be symbolic of like if you go from youngest to oldest, at least, you know, the older sisters have seen it all already, so you can kind of see what their perspective of things are when they encountered them in life. But they've got more world experience, worldview. It could be symbolic in that way too. But with that, I think I'll call it. As I keep saying, I'm very interested to hear theories, perspectives, little details I maybe have missed. It goes by so quickly that sometimes I'm sure I'm like, oh yeah, this, anyways, and this, and I completely miss things, or there's things that my brain doesn't click with symbolism wise that you might see and be like, oh, this is so obviously symbolic of XYZ. Which also, there are certain things that I've seen that I've chosen not to address yet. I will say that, but it's still cool to see if you guys notice those things before they come up. So, with that, we'll call it here for Gingers. Next time, we are going to be taking on Ruby's path. She's the cover art girl, and she's our moody goth girl, so that should be a lot of fun. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.